Well, good evening. I thought I'd post a little short video. There's been some talk of this unit here called a Powerizer. It is a B, and C battery eliminator, and plus it has one stage of audio output. In this case, it's using a number 10 tube as an audio output. I've had two of these devices in my collections for a number of years. I've never done anything with them until recently. In fact, just today. I actually restored this one today. I recapped it, replaced a couple resistors, and I have to admit, I'm rather pleased with it. I'm utilizing it as strictly a B eliminator and a audio output stage. There is a wire coming off of this unit that goes to the grid of the set that you're powering up, and you can see I've got it temporarily hooked right there, going to the grid of the first audio tube. The last audio tube is not utilized because once again you utilize the number 10 output tube within the unit. Plenty of volume. In fact, on a local station here, when I tune it in, I've got the volume turned all the way down, and it's still plenty loud. It's very easy to overdrive the speaker. To say that I'm tickled with the unit, I really am. I kind of regret not going through it years ago and get it operational. It works rather remarkably well. In fact, I tell you what, why don't we power it down and we'll take a look under the hood, so to speak. Let's go ahead and reach in back and turn it off. And let's pick the unit up here. We'll look underneath it. Excuse me while I put the phone down. Okay. Now underside, what you're going to see is here's to the left, bottom left, here's the filter can that I replaced all the caps in. Here's the main power transformer. Here is a filter choke, and here is a speaker transformer, speaker choke. And barely visible under here, you could see, or maybe you can't, there's a voltage divider that actually, that actually steps the voltage down to the respective taps on top of the unit. In this case, we've got B-, detector stage, and first audio. Once again, we're using just the first audio because the last stage audio in the set we're not using, because once again we're using the number 10 tube in the unit itself. Let me show you what the original filter cap looked like, or filter block looked like. It had 6 capacitors in it. Here was your B-, and you had 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 caps. All 6 tested very, very leaky. No big surprise. That you can see the can itself is a little swollen, and that's usually indicative of bad caps. Like I say, once again, no surprise. I did replace those. And those of you that wish to do so, those of you that may have this set, I'm going to strongly recommend to use 630 volt caps or higher, because unloaded, because bear in mind these old power supplies are they're not made like they are today. They're unregulated. So if it goes unloaded, the voltage spikes to about 500 volts, 520 or thereabouts. So once again, I strongly recommend at least 630 or 650 caps or higher. I use 630, that's what I had on hand, and I'm sure they'll be just fine. This gray wire you see here, this is what actually leaves the unit and goes to the grid of the particular set. Presently it's gray shielded wire. I'm going to be replacing that with regular wire. I use shielded. I was anticipating I might get noise otherwise, but to my surprise and my amazement, it works just fine with just the center conductor, so I'm going to go to just a regular wire similar to what I had on the unit originally. Anyway, let's flip it up and I'll see if I can get the cover off it for you. Oops, we'll reconnect my B minus here. Alrighty. Okay, let's see if we can get the cover off. Alrighty. Here you can see it's got two tubes. To the left is your number 10 tube. To the right is your 80 rectifier. Those of you that are familiar with tubes, the number 10 tube is probably one of the most costly tubes you're going to find out there. Happen to have two in my tube cabinet. I haven't had a set that utilized one in a number of years, so this is a perfect application to put that tube to use. But anyway, there you have it, a Powerizer made by Radio Receptor from about 1928, I'm going to speculate. Very pleased, very happy with it. In fact, I've got one more sitting here on the floor as we speak, and I just may very well go through and restore that one just the same. But anyway, very interesting, very unique device. Very pleased with it, and I hope you found it interesting just the same. Thank you, as always. I appreciate you watching, and until next time.